Coming up next on We Are Marshall Today, Marshall's engineering program receives a national stamp of approval.
Plus, Herd Nation fans hit the road. We'll catch up with some of them. These stories and more up next on We Are Marshall Today. Hello and welcome to We Are Marshall Today. I'm Leah Clark Payne.
And I'm Dan Hollis. Marshall University's College of Information Technology and Engineering has received accreditation from ABET, the nation's recognized accreditor of academic programs.
Dan, Marshall's program has undergone tremendous growth since its rebirth at Marshall in 2006.
Just 4 short years ago, administrators and faculty members were laying the foundation for accreditation. New student recruitment, a building strictly for engineering, and a rigorous cadre of coursework were the building blocks that today mark Marshall's engineering program. The accreditation of the undergraduate program means Marshall's engineering graduates are now well positioned for successful employment in the industry.
It's important because it is a standard that you can aspire to and attain, and you know that if you've done that, you're doing what you need to do. You're meeting the industry standard for engineering programs in the country, and it's kind of a seal of approval for our program and for our graduates as well.
One of those engineering students is Matthew Shropshire, a junior who says Marshall's small hands-on program is exactly what he wanted.
I chose the engineering program because it was small classes, and it was relatively new. They were just having their first graduate class. It already happened when I joined, so they just started out, and a lot of professors were helpful, and you can go to them on a one-on-one basis and get to know them, and they can help you out.
Marshall offers its students a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering. Currently, civil engineering is available as an area of emphasis, with plans for expansion in the works.
We have plans on the boards to commence another area of emphasis in mechanical engineering. And we have some private funding for that. There's a real interest in the industrial community that's surrounding us, and with our board of advisors for the engineering degree program to pursue that.
Marshall graduated its first class of engineers in 2009.
Joining us now is Marshall's Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and our Provost, Dr. Gayle Ormiston. Gayle, thank you for being here today.
It's my pleasure to be here.
We just saw a story about the accreditation of the engineering program. What a wonderful thing for that program, and congratulations to Betsy Doolin and her entire team.
It is a great thing to have the Accrediting Board for Engineering and Technology find our programs to be suitable for accreditation is just wonderful. Any accreditation is something that establishes minimum requirements for levels of study, for employment opportunities, and we're really very happy that Dean Doolin and her faculty were able to accomplish this. It's a long time coming. We've anticipated this for over the past year. We had a very good visit with the site team last year, and we anticipated a full accreditation, and we were successful. So it's, congratulations to them. It's a great achievement.
Marshall has seen tremendous growth over the last few years. We have new programs, engineering is one of them. Speak to our growth, the new programs that we have, and how those decisions are made to incorporate new fields of study.
Generally, when we're looking at a new program, we sort of anticipate need, and we try to do a needs analysis. We create a plan of study, and in the plan of study, or the intent to plan, what we try to do is to indicate where the need is, what kind of need it is in what particular area, and where the student growth would be. And so we're really interested in how students are driving the development of new programs. So we begin at the department level, and then we move to the college level, and the discussions are with the deans and the department chairs and the faculty about developing new programs. Some of the new programs that we have on the horizon coming up for this year for review and planning, we're looking at an undergraduate Bachelor's of Science degree program in forensic science, which would sort of match what we are doing in our Master's of Science degree program at the medical school. This will be an interdisciplinary program that will cut across the College of Information Technology and Engineering, the College of Science, the College of Health Professions, and the College of Liberal Arts. And we hope to have that plan in place by the October Board of Governors meeting. We hope to begin that program in the fall of 2011. We're also looking at beginning a Doctorate of Physical Therapy program. Dr. Penny Kroll is the new director of that program, and she's on campus and she's doing the planning for that, and we hope to start that in the fall of 2011 as well. We're looking at the possibility of developing a pharmacology program. That's still in the sort of the initial stages of discussion, but that's something that we're thinking about. And we're looking at some other kind of interdisciplinary programs that we're talking about with the College of Fine Arts and Journalism and Visual Communication Design. So some of those are some of the ideas that we're throwing around at this particular point. We're looking forward to those discussions, and we think that they would meet new student interest.
It sounds very interesting. You talked about students, how do you gauge their interest? I mean, you do that through focus groups, through surveys?
We do it through focus groups, we do it through post-commencement surveys, we do it through a new program that we are working with right now called MapWorks, which is a student inventory of student interest and sort of student inclinations that we're trying to examine. We do stay in contact with the students, of course, through their own particular courses that they're taking and what they're telling faculty and so on. We rely always heavily on the faculty to identify the new programs that we need, and we work from that point on.
We have a record number of freshmen enrolled this semester. And one of the new helps that they will have is our Student Resource Center. Talk a little bit about what the Student Resource Center is and why we now have one.
The Student Resource Center is a one-stop advising center for general advising. We have transformed the Alumni Lounge into the Student Resource Center, and we've sort of done some new construction. We've got new office space in there. We also have a new conference room in the Student Resource Center. The idea is to provide students with a one-stop site where they can go in and have their questions answered about academic issues, about financial aid issues, career services. We also have a military advocacy person in the Student Resource Center. It's to help students find one place where they can get all the information they need, or as much as they need, before they're sent off to another office, particularly at the college level or the department level. All advising that takes place in the Student Resource Center is general advising, but it's also to help students become more knowledgeable about what's expected in their majors before they're sent to the college office for that more specific kind of advising opportunity. This really began out of our retention plan, which we started in the March of 2009, and we identified the need for this through sending some folks to a conference that summer in 2009. They came back with a plan for developing a one-stop shop advising center. We sat down and discussed this with the retention committee that we have in place, with the president, with the deans, and we came up with this idea.
Do students just drop in, or do they need to make appointments?
There is a Student Resource Center website, which is just www.marshall.edu/src. They can go there and they can make an appointment online to meet with one of the resource specialists, or they can just drop in on the second floor of the Student Center where the Alumni Lounge used to be. It's very easy to find. There's a new green neon sign there that will help them find it.
And again, who staffs this center?
The center is staffed by 5 full-time advisors, or resource specialists as we call them. We have folks who are experienced and trained in all aspects of advising across the campus. The military advocate is there as well, career services person is there, and we will have people from financial aid come and go as well.
Now tell me a little bit before you go about the future. We talked about some programs that we have in the works, and as far as where Marshall University is going in the next several years, what are we looking at? How are we looking at expanding in addition to our programs?
Well, you know, this year we began our new core curriculum, which is a new experience for freshmen coming in. We had a very successful first annual week of welcome. Out of that week of welcome, we're moving students into the new core curriculum, which focuses on critical thinking. One of the things we want to do this year is monitor very closely the experience students are having in our new first-year seminar with their e-portfolio projects that we have established for them with the new critical thinking courses. We've really identified a new distinctive feature of undergraduate learning experience at Marshall University with the critical thinking and the new core curriculum. We want to sort of assess that before we move ahead, you know, in a new area, so we can understand what the implications are of what we've done in creating that new curriculum. But we hope that what we're going to see is that what students are learning in the new first-year seminar and the critical thinking courses will carry through to their capstone experience as well as then right before they graduate.
Really have a cohesive experience
Yes.
from beginning to end.
Yes.
All right. Dr. Gayle Ormiston, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And before we go to the break, let's catch up on some news from the College of Fine Arts.
I'm Jay Ike with the College of Fine Arts at Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. In our gallery space, Gallery 842, which is located in downtown Huntington on 4th Avenue, in September and October, we will have our faculty art exhibition. In this exhibition, all of the art will be from full and part-time faculty from the Department of Art and Design at Marshall University. Viewers can expect to see everything from two-dimensional art like paintings and drawings to three-dimensional art, which would include sculpture and ceramics. Hours for Gallery 842 are from 12 to 6 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. For more information, you can call me at 304-696-3296. We look forward to seeing you.
As you think about your future, who's your competition? Who are your chief competitors? I notice some of you looking to your right and left at your neighbors. You need to think bigger, much bigger. Choose Marshall University. Big enough to matter, small enough to care. Immerse yourself in your learning. Connect with your professors. And have fun learning. That's important too. Find your passion. Pursue your dreams. Marshall University.
It's been kind of boring. Just trying to annoy each other. Kill the time, kill the boredom.
My company's downsizing. I thought it'd be in my best interest to go back to school. With as busy as I am, commuting was not going to be an option. But with MU Online, I can take classes anywhere.
Nationally accredited, affordable, convenient. MU Online.
Prescription drug abuse and misuse is a serious problem. Taking inappropriately prescribed medication is just as dangerous and deadly as street drugs. So it's important for you to know it is illegal for you to share your medication or take medication prescribed to someone else.
U.S. Senator Cart Goodwin recently visited Marshall University's Huntington campus for a first-hand look at the state's oldest public institution. Goodwin toured the Visualization Laboratory, where engineers are using state-of-the-art technology to improve mine safety. Goodwin then toured Marshall's Forensic Center and other buildings on campus and met with University President Stephen Kopp. Technology is center stage this month as leaders from around the state gather to discuss growing West Virginia's technology economy. Marshall President Stephen Kopp and West Virginia University Presidents James Clements both attended the event on Marshall's Huntington campus, which was sponsored by the two schools and Verizon.
Marshall University remembers its namesake in September along with the observance of Constitution Week. The week, set aside to focus on the nation's most important governmental document, coincides with the birthday of John Marshall, after whom Marshall University is named. John Marshall is often referred to as the definer of the Constitution because of his legal decisions as a Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Campus leaders are putting the finishing touches on a special event aimed at helping students become business owners. The Extreme Entrepreneurship Tour is scheduled for Marshall's Huntington campus on Thursday, September 23rd. The tour is the first and only one in the nation. Created in 2006 by a team of young entrepreneurs, the team features many of California's top business leaders who've made millions before the age of 30. Students can register for the tour at the address on the screen.
Marshall University is kicking off Green Spirit Days for football season. Herd fans are encouraged to wear their Marshall gear the day before each football game, no matter what day of the week the game is on. In addition, area businesses can get in on the fun and get a little free promotion as well.
We are encouraging all local businesses and organizations to get involved with Green Spirit Days by encouraging their employees to wear their Marshall gear on the day before Marshall football games. And also, on the day before Marshall home games, we'll be selecting a winner from the businesses that have registered for our contest, and we'll be going out and delivering prizes and game tickets to them and all kinds of cool stuff for all of their employees that are participating with us in the contest.
Green Spirit Days and the business contest will continue throughout the football season.
Marshall University's Veterans for Veterans recently traveled to Columbus, Ohio for a charity event where the group donated $1,600.
The Wounded Warriors Project is a national organization which provides services to wounded vets who are transitioning from active duty to civilian life. MU's Vets for Vets is a relatively new student organization on campus, just now celebrating its one-year anniversary. Meantime, Marshall's Vets for Vets is just one of many organizations on campus that students can get involved in.
And getting involved is certainly part of the college experience. More in this report from Dr. Christopher Swindell.
There's no shortage of things to do at Marshall University. Boasting more than 160 student groups, a freshman doesn't have to look far for ways to be involved. This organizations fair, sponsored by Student Activities, offers a one-stop shop for students looking for opportunities outside the classroom.
You come to school to learn and to get your education, but being a part of a student organization or being a part of something other than just going to class and everything, it actually helps to round you out as a student. You get to learn to deal with people that you probably would never deal with ever. It helps you like in the workplace too. Like there's people whose personalities you would really mix with.
Those experiences help students develop interpersonal skills and give them a solid connection to the university community. According to university officials, one of the most popular groups on campus is the Marshall Maniacs, which encourages students to become fans of the Thundering Herd.
Sports are a big part of the university, and the fans are the biggest part of those sports, and we want to provide students with an experience to be involved in the athletic department if they don't play sports. We want them to support those that do and be out there for them.
There are dozens of choices for students. Greek life, academic interest groups, and volunteer opportunities are plentiful. But if you can't find something you like, there is another option. Students can form their own interest group with 7 students and a faculty or staff representative. For more information, visit the Student Activities Office in the Memorial Student Center. For We Are Marshall Today, I'm Dr. Christopher Swindell.
Joining us now is Associate Dean of Student Affairs here at Marshall University, Carla Lapelle. Carla, thanks for being here. We just saw a story about student involvement at campus. Why is it important for students to get involved?
Oh, lots of reasons. 3 come to mind. First, if you feel involved with campus, you're more likely to stay in college and graduate. Students that are involved in campus activities tend to feel less like a number, and they also feel more empowered to contribute to the university and actually to work on their own goal achievement. And then the third thing is, a university tends to be a student's home for 4 years. This is where they begin their careers. Even though it's just education, it's where they may meet their lifelong partner. And so feeling a part of the university helps to ease that transition into what we might call full adulthood.
Well, as we said, you are the Associate Dean of Student Affairs. Let's just talk more about that job. What is involved in that job?
Oh. Part of my job is to oversee the counseling center, student health education, and the Office of Disability Services.
Well, let's talk about student health.
Okay.
What do students need to be concerned about with health? Why is it important?
Oh, well, if they want to stay in school and do well, they need to be as healthy as they can be. Some of the things that they may not consider a part of their health have to do with their mental health. Last year, we surveyed students across the state, and 87% of them felt overwhelmed at some point in the past year, and fully half of the college students in the state felt hopeless at some point in the past year. So we know that mental health and stress-related illnesses are a huge part of a student's life. They need to be concerned with contagious diseases. Very often in high school, they were with the same group of students all the time. They shared classes. Well, now they're here different days. They're with different groups of students every day. The odds of getting a contagious disease like the flu, for example, are increased simply by being a college student. And then the third thing I'd say that they need to really pay attention to would be the effects of alcohol and other drug use. Even if it's not a life-changing effect, Alcohol and other drug use changes the way you perform academically. It changes the decisions you make. It changes the development of social networking skills, and it does so subtly. But I think students need to be concerned with that.
Well, where can they get some help with some of these issues?
Our student health education programs does a great job with alcohol and other drug use prevention, education. Our counseling center, which is in Pritchard Hall, can talk to students about any issue that's causing them stress. And then Student Health Services is a place to go for physical illnesses and health.
Well, let's talk more about the student health facility. There's a shuttle service available?
Yes, that's new this year. Cabell Huntington Hospital provides their van to pick our students up at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. at the Student Center, the Fifth Avenue entrance. And then it returns. It picks them up at our Student Health at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., and that's free of charge to students.
Well, some students anyway might spend some time at home. What should parents be on the lookout for to help their students have better health?
Any change, any major change, university experience is going to cause some changes, we hope positive ones, some maturity, different ways of thinking. But if they notice a drastic change in their son or daughter, in the way they look, in the hours they keep, and the friends they keep, they should pay attention to that. Of course, things like weight loss or weight gain that are noticeable are things they should pay attention to.
Well, there's certainly, we hear stories anyway, the freshman 15. Is that legend or fact?
Could be a little of both. All kinds of things change when students start. They hit the vending machines harder. They have pizza with their friends later at night. These are things they typically didn't do at home. Mom and dad usually pay attention to the diet of their families, and so probably what they ate was a better rounded nutritional benefit to them than what they do when they're making those decisions on their own. So a lot of students do gain weight.
Is there an issue with homesickness for some students?
For some students, yes. Honestly, with our week of welcome this year, we're hearing less about that than we did in the past because students had an opportunity to meet each other, to get involved socially prior to starting classes. But some students still feel homesick, and that can be something to contend with for the first, say, 3 or 4 weeks.
Is there any other health issue from students that we haven't talked about yet?
Probably, but I'm not sure what it is.
All right, well, thank you, Carla, for being here. Much appreciated. And before we go to break, let's meet another member of the Marshall University alumni family. Joshua DeLong graduated from Marshall University in 2007 with a bachelor's degree in journalism. He currently resides in Oakton, Virginia, and serves as communications specialist with a consulting company for the U.S. Department of Energy in Washington, D.C. Josh DeLong, another member of the Marshall University alumni family, spreading the word about the herd.
From the classroom straight to your computer.
I teach international marketing online 100%. I conduct this class from my office, from my home, and it is 24/7 available to students across the country. I would say this has been one of the most challenging and rewarding experiences, not only for me, for my students as well.
Nationally accredited, affordable, convenient. MU Online.
Everyone knows that drugs are dangerous.
Maybe this will help. I had it left over.
But did you know sharing prescription drugs can be just as dangerous and deadly as street drugs? That's why it's illegal. Please don't share prescription drugs. Find out more at takecarewv.org.
Football season is in full swing, and that means the Herd faithful are on the road.
We Are Marshall Today caught up with some fans on the recent road trip to Columbus.
The third large state with a population of Marshall graduates. West Virginia's number 1, Florida's number 2, and Ohio's number 3. So a lot of us came here to work in our early lives, and we have a big alumni chapter in Cincinnati, a big alumni chapter here, and the northern part of the state. So we're always proud and happy to be here.
We're trying to get inroads with all the local area high schools to get students to know there is an option, especially with the border state scholarships, the legacy scholarships if you have somebody in the family. The fact is that Marshall's out-of-state tuition is actually less than Ohio State's in-state tuition. So it's a very nice, it's 3 hours away. It's a perfect area. You can get away from mom and dad, but yet you can come home whenever you want to. You can get a quality education at a great price. And that's what we need to sell, especially in this economy, to students that can't afford college. Marshall offers a very close option that will allow you to get the education you want, and you don't have to go bankrupt to do it.
Well, you know, we all have one thing in common. It's Marshall University. It just so happens that football is a very visible part and aspect of that, and we're making the best of it, obviously, here in Columbus.
Our alumni chapters, we've got an outstanding one here in Columbus. We've got an outstanding one in Cincinnati. All over, they're tremendous supporters for the university, but they also help us with our recruiting. When we have students who want to come to Marshall from those areas, they host them. They do an awful lot to help them with their decision and then support them when they come to Marshall University in terms of encouraging them.
We have sprinkled all over the country. You have different grads have gone, and they find another grad before you know it. I just met a group here that helped organize it, and I think you can tell with the crowd you have here and the excitement they have. It's something that we've been wanting to come to, and we worked our schedule around. I had to go to another meeting, and I said, I got to get there, so they got me here.
And Leah, that certainly looks like it was a lot of fun. That's going to do it for this edition of We Are Marshall Today. I'm Dan Hollis.
And I'm Leah Clark-Payne. Be sure and join us next time as we take a look at Marshall's sustainability efforts, and we'll have an update for you on a gift from Chesapeake Energy. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
As you think about your future, who's your competition? Who are your chief competitors? I notice some of you looking to your right and left at your neighbors. You need to think bigger, much bigger. Choose Marshall University. Big enough to matter, small enough to care. Immerse yourself in your learning. Connect with your professors. And have fun learning. That's important too. Find your passion. Pursue your dreams. Marshall University.